Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi, Kalea. How are you?
I'm so good.
It's our first episode.
Welcome to the Horse in Room 6, episode 1.
Yes, what's up?
What up? So what are we going to be talking about today, Lauren?
We're going to talk about airport anxieties, duty-free.
The magic and witchcraft of duty-free.
And Kalea's first dating experiences in Portland before coming to see me in Ecuador.
Yeah, the app nonsense of Portland.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Kalea, how was your day?
Day was good. It was very hot. I spent most of the day prepping myself to go on a run because I do this dumb thing.
Can't believe you did that. I'm impressed. This is
See, the reason
the bottom of my heart, like the most amazing thing you've ever done. But
Jesus Christ, that's the most amazing thing I've ever done. I mean,
it's a heat wave right now.
I'll take it. Yeah. So my mother, who I love, who I've run a couple half marathons with and a couple marathons with. So my family is full of runners. I am just one. I don't count myself as a runner. I just count myself as someone who runs some races, usually to piss some people off. But my mom...
That's the best way to do it, right?
Oh, right. My mom texted me like a week and a half ago on a Friday night at around 8 or 9 o'clock and was like, hey, I'm going to sign up for this half marathon in Humboldt. Do you want to do it with me? And I was a little tequila drunk at that point. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? Let's do a fucking half marathon in August when I haven't run more than 3 miles in the last 7 months.
You're tequila drunk. You feel like you can do anything.
Yeah. And then the problem is once I come out of the tequila drunk, then I'm like, well, I've committed to this hard physical activity. And now I feel like I have to follow through. So it took me 4 solid days to finally get on the training route that I planned on Tuesday. But we did the 4 miles. It was 93 degrees only. There was a cool breeze. It was very nice.
You know what? I was very, very impressed with that.
Thank you.
I took a nap, of course, like I always do. And then I woke up and she wasn't there. And then she came back sweaty as fuck. She had completed not only 4 miles, but 4.07 miles.
Yes, thank you for remembering the exact number. I appreciate your
I did, because I was kind of concerned. I was like, should I call the cops? Like, she hasn't come back yet. It's dark outside. It's hot. And she completed such.
But I didn't perish.
You did not perish.
Thank God. I was surprised.
What mile were you just like, fuck this?
All of them. Literally all of them. This is the thing. I used to be able to run marathons, Lauren. Like, I have run that 26.2 fucking... I've gotten past that mile marker at least twice. And I used to feel like, oh God, if I'm going out for a run, like, if I'm doing less than like 6 miles, like, is it even fucking worth it? And now, I think the longest distance I've run in the last 7, 8, 9 months has been like 2.5 miles. And I'm just panting like something that pants a lot. I don't know, a baby bear, a puppy that hasn't learned how to pant
Pretty
yet.
much any animal outside right now.
Any animal that's, if you're outside and it's over.
A plant could be in that category at the
I mean, we're all wilting in this 100+ degree weather.
It's terrible.
It's fucking horrible.
I'm so impressed by you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much.
Welcome.
I'm now just like rewarding myself with like multiple seafood salad sandwiches with avocado and a bunch of vodka.
I love that for you. I think that's the fuel for the run-in.
They tell you not to give yourself food goals to reward yourself when you've done certain things for exercise stuff. I say, fuck that. If you've run any sort of ways, you're full of freedom to fill your body with whatever you want.
That is the fuel for perhaps running from the past, running towards the future, running from an animal.
Generally running, you should reward yourself with food bits afterwards. The type of food you love best.
Absolutely.
Food/drink. Usually it's, vodka. Today was vodka and seafood sandwiches, which sounds frankly abhorrent.
You know what you like. I appreciate that very much.
I love what I love. Fake crab and mayonnaise.
I did. Kalea, I woke up from my 8-hour nap. She was like, I got food. I said, what is it? And she replied, it's seafood salad. I went, what is seafood salad?
To which I responded, oh, it's and then I realized as I was saying the words, it's fake crab and mayonnaise, as I watched her face turn from mild interest to pure revulsion, that I had in fact purchased the thing which she hates the most.
But then I won't eat it. That's
Which
smart
also was
tactic.
fine
That's a
for me.
smart tactic.
Yeah,
though.
because then I was like,
I'm
well,
not gonna touch that.
she hates it. I guess more for me.
Well, for me, she goes, "There's hoagie sandwiches in there." And I swear, there's a little wink. I loved it. Speaking of anxiety, when's the last time you flew outside of like flying to Ecuador?
Oh, so we did just take a trip to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a domestic flight.
But like before Ecuador.
Oh, before Ecuador, oh God, I think I took a plane trip. Yes, I did take one to San Diego.
It was by yourself or?
It was by myself. It was the first time I think I'd flown in, oh gosh, I don't even remember how many years, but that was when I learned that planes serve alcohol now. First time I learned that. So it was a 2-legged trip. So on the first leg, there was a very nice flight attendant who could sense my enthusiasm about the tiny bottle of Woodford Reserve I ordered. And in fact, came back and gave me a second one, which was lovely and sweet. And it was like, oh, no charge. I'm like, oh my God.
I had a few of those too.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if, like, if they're like, yeah, if there's someone nice, just give them another one.
I think it might be. I mean, that's what I sensed.
Well, before the COVID times, perhaps.
Likely. Yeah.
I had
And
a few
then
of those
in the
a
second
couple
half,
times.
I had to pay the $9 for my single Woodford Reserve tiny bottle. And they wouldn't give me a second one. And I felt shame.
But you flew by yourself. Were you a bit scared getting on the plane? Did you get the anxiety before getting on the plane and have to like plan everything out, or?
No, see, I mean, my thing is I don't really get the pre-plane anxiety unless like I certainly got it on the way to Ecuador because once I flew into Miami on the way to Ecuador, everything was the first language every instruction was told was in Spanish, and then they did repeat it in English, but it was a little scary. But this last time I flew prior to that, mostly I don't get anxiety in the airport or waiting for the plane. I get anxiety if I have a carry-on that I have to stow above my head.
Oh my God, dude, fuck.
Because I'm always afraid that it's going to be full up.
Mm-hmm. You can't lift it.
You know,
because you got to save that money, you know?
You absolutely have to. So you just stuff all you can in your carry-on, which makes for a hefty little number. And then I'm always afraid I'm going to actually clock someone in the head when I'm either putting it up or pulling it down. Also, planes are not made for average human-sized people to be on.
No, fuck no.
I mean, I have, I think, a relatively small body type. I'm 5'4". I don't think I've got like, broad
I mean,
shoulders.
just like going down the aisle and then having to go through like the, first class and everyone's just looking at you like, you fucking
First class full of judgment.
The plebeians going by.
And I was like, look
that's
at those
embarrassing.
normal ass size seats that a human body could fit in. And then you keep walking back and then you see like, oh, here's the business class, which is much narrower shoulder room, but like some proper leg room.
Do you
and
think
then you keep going
gets
back.
wider than narrows down? They're like, everyone just
Jesus.
squeeze through there. It's like
Just
the
shove them
Titanic.
in like cattle. It's
If only
fine.
we could have, like...
And then once you actually arrive to your seat, more often than not, the times I've flown in the last couple of years have been middle seats, which, I mean, again, I'm 5'4". I'm not
You
like
like
a
it-
broad-shouldered woman, but like I barely fit into a middle seat. Like your arms are just lurking over both armrests.
I mean, no one can really fit into a middle seat. No one can really fit into that.
Which is a plane problem, not a person problem. It's not that we're too big; it's that the seats are too small, and they shove us in there like goddamn sardines.
Okay, so the last time I called you about this last time I flew to Ecuador before you came,
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting at the gate in Seattle, and I was like, oh, I should pull some money out, like ahead of time, get some cash.
Yeah, I remember this.
So I just, there's an ATM right there. I was like, I'll just pop over there. I can see my bag.
10, 15 feet away?
Yeah, 10, 15 feet
Close
away.
by,
I
yeah.
can pop over. There's not a lot of people that are going to be on the plane. So I just pop over there. I'm looking. My bag is next to this old woman in like a wheelchair. I'm like, not, I'm sure
She clearly
she's
is not the type to snatch things.
Yeah, she's not going to snatch anything. So I'm getting money out and just getting as much money out as I can. But of course, there's a limit. So I'm just pulling it out. And then all of a sudden, they're loading the plane. And I look up and that old woman is getting wheeled onto the plane with my bag.
Oh my God. What did
And
you
I was
do?
like, no, wait. I was like, that's my bag. And the stewardess, what's the correct way to say it now?
Flight attendant.
Flight attendant, she looks at me and she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. She said that was her bag. And she had to pull this woman's cold grip off of the bag and pull it back.
It's like rip it
and the
from a
woman
crone
started
hand.
going, ah, like started screaming.
Oh my God.
And she was like, yeah, she was speaking a different language, so I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my God. And of course, some asshole behind me was like, well, you should have been watching your bags. I was like, fuck you, dude.
Just 10 feet away, you asshole.
So that happened. And then we got on the plane and got to Guayaquil and get off the plane, and she's sitting there in her wheelchair just looking at me. I swear to God, she put a curse on me.
Jesus Christ. Have you been hexed? I don't know if I should hang out with you anymore.
I don't know. I hope not. I think everything's been going okay so far, but I've never had my bag almost get stolen by like a senile woman who was just freaking the fuck out. I thought that was pretty great.
Wait, what about the guy? Oh my God. What was the flight? When you were next to a guy, you got moved to first class.
Okay, so yep. On this flight, also I got bumped up to first class. How great is that, Kalea?
That's super fancy,
It was
Lauren.
really cool.
I mean, I would assume you get like a fancy like warm towels and like champagne,
No,
like a massage. Like what happened?
I go in, we sit down, and I'm the window seat, and he is the aisle seat, but he moves into the middle seat.
Ew.
It turns out I just got bumped up to first class because I had a little bit of miles, not that much, but there weren't enough people in the flight, so they just spread everybody around. So they were like, let's make her feel special. And this guy was loaded and
like with money or with alcohol or with
no,
drugs?
I am almost positive no money. He was just fucked up on alcohol and ended up shitting himself on that flight.
Oh my God.
He also gave me a pin with his business name on it. The business name I believe was Merica.
I believe you're correct.
How would you spell that again?
Merica.
Yeah, Merica. No A in front. Merica.
Jesus.
And when I asked him what his business was about, he said it was an oil, but I looked it up and couldn't find shit on it. So, no pun intended.
Yeah, he's a man in oil.
And then he got all upset because they weren't serving alcohol. And I was like, well, you should have planned ahead of time because I looked that up. I will not be sharing. So that was interesting. So I did have to put something in the overhead, which is also my worst nightmare, is pulling that down, hitting someone in the head, which I have done numerous times.
Jesus.
And you know how to avoid ownership for that?
I don't know, Lauren. Tell me more.
Put headphones on. Pretend like you didn't see it. You're pulling the head.
It's called the plead ignorance tactic, and headphones will get you far.
When you are going through security, though, you have no anxiety about that at all?
You know, I did on our trip to Chicago, only because we had a full backpack. Rather, I had the full backpack full of the recording equipment, which
you did feel cool about. We talked about it ahead of time. I was like,
I did feel cool about. I also just knew that as soon as I stepped up, it was like, all right, the rush is on. All right, here we go. You take your shoes off, you get your jacket off, you empty your pockets, you better pull your freaking laptop and your freaking iPad and your freaking recorder out this thing. And then when they was like, don't stack these on top of them like each other in the freaking bin, you have to spread them out. I'm like,
don't
oh
you
my
think
God.
they always pinpoint the people that don't know what the fuck they're doing too?
I
like,
think they're just yelling at everyone, but there is a lot of people who don't know what the fuck is going on.
But
and
yeah, they're like trying to freak out, and
people don't know how to read like fucking signs on the way up, and they're just like, we've said this message to every single person 5,000 times today, and y'all fuckers don't listen.
Yeah,
y'all fuckers don't read. We said dump out your water. We said take your shoes off. We said unpack your luggage. We said all the things. And y'all fuckers, however, like from the person who's going through the airport, I'm like, I'm trying very hard to pay attention. But sometimes when they're just shouting things at you quickly, because I've said it 5,000 times.
Also picking the correct line to go into for security. All right, I love you, but the first 2 times, you weren't the greatest. The second time you got it. You're like, all right, that's a family with kids. We don't go that one. You know, like they're all freaking out.
We escaped that line.
You were like, we'll just, nope, over here. We'll back up and go to the other line. I was like, we just got it, dude.
Like, sneak under the scansions. We're going to be fine. We just need to be out from the people who have to unpack clearly like a world's worth of things. But yeah, I mean, and I, in my arrogance, after we came back from Ecuador, there was it was either in North Carolina or it was in Miami where we had to go through security again, and they did not make us take our shoes off.
Yeah.
So I was thinking all high on my high horse when we flew to Chicago. I was like, oh girl, no, we're Gucci. We don't have to take our shoes off. It's gonna be fine.
Biggest anxiety of going through the airport is pulling my shoes off because I have atrocious feet. You know that? It's just a thing that happens.
I mean, they do smell like death most of the time. So
I have anxiety. Feet sweats. It's okay. It's all right. I'm aware of such things. So I try to wear slippies, but if I'm, coming from a cold place, going to a warm place, that's always kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
I hate socks. They make me more anxious. But
It's so confusing.
I know
But
it's fine. It's
okay.
just the way. Of
maybe
me.
that's why your feet smell so terrible. In
Probably. Oh
shoes.
no, absolutely.
Okay.
I try to
So-
spray them down before I go, but it's just
So
not
we
gonna
found
work
the root
because-
of a problem that you just refuse to solve.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair
okay.
enough.
But yeah, every time I pull them off, I'm like, like,
So
the good thing about the COVID was you had to have distance between each other. So I was like, they don't know whose feet smell bad or not. Could be mine or it could be the person in front of me. Who knows? The whole area is like wafting with a bad smell. So.
Oh Jesus! So what's your first go-to? So you've gotten through security.
Gone through security.
You've got like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the plane boards. Hour maybe, whatever. What's your first go-to? Do you go straight to the gate and sit and wait? Do you charge your phone? Do you buy snacks? What do you do?
I look at the screen and make sure that's right, and then don't trust it, and then I go immediately to the gate and make sure that's right. And if that's right, then I will most likely get a cocktail. Not most likely, I will if there's something open. And then immediately after that, just buy worthless crap at some kind of store. I will buy a phone charger because I'm too lazy.
You do buy a phone charger every time.
I buy a phone charger every single time because I'm too lazy and it's too hard to go through my atrocious bag of shit that I did not pack correctly, even though I thought I did, but I always panic. I will buy a trash magazine. I'll buy like 5 of them. Some headphones for no reason. I have them in my bag, but I just I don't want to open it up and look through it again.
What I do love that you do is you've got
A
like
snack.
a neck pillow.
Neck pillow. What is it called?
A neck pillow?
Pillow.
Pillow?
Pillow. I realize
Neck
that
pillow.
Kalea calls them palos.
You know what? You exaggerated a bit much. It's a pillow.
Just give me this joy.
I can't. But you do always wear it around your neck. So I've never seen you double purchase a neck pillow.
Well, this time I was actually responsible. Was I? I don't know. I still had it. It came on back.
You know,
Through
on the
2
trip to
trips.
Chicago, all you bought was a pair of headphones and some vanilla cookies that just seemed like they needed to be with you, and you needed them as well.
I ended up crunching up my bag and I was eating.
Well, but you didn't purchase any ridiculous magazines or strange books.
Not this time.
No.
And I was really upset about that because when we were sitting in the plane, I was like, I'll just look through the fucking like airport, or airline.
The magazine.
Yeah,
it's the same fucking one.
Like, I hate all this. Just like, how to make your hair look cool in the airport and all this.
Here's how to put your face on an airplane. And we're like, we don't care. We're already garbage.
My legs were cramping and it's so hard.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. Where were we?
I think we're about buying trash things on planes.
Trash things on planes. Yes.
Oh, the fun
Sandwiches.
the fun thing that they do now on airplanes when you're unloading or deboarding or getting off the fucking plane, whatever they call when they try to herd the human chattel out of the airline.
They just herd them in, dude.
But now what they try to do is
Everyone's like,
they're trying new deboarding styles. So they're saying, okay, they announced this in the last 20 minutes before you land at the airport when the pilot is telling you, okay, we're going to be landing at this time. It's going to be this temperature. This is the airport we're going into. Thank you so much for being on this flight. We're going to experience just like a little bump as we land on the thing and the tarmac. And, now, just so you know, we're doing a different kind of deboarding. So we're going to announce the rows that can deboard once we've hit the tarmac. So in the same breath where they give you the message of make sure your cell phone is still on airplane mode, make sure your shit's all up, your laptop's away, whatever the fuck. They also say stay seated until we call you to move from your row to exit the plane.
which is also what they're saying is these people that paid more money get off the plane first, right?
I mean,
That's what they're saying.
That's a part of it. Also, the people who paid the most money are in the front of the plane. So
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand.
The people that were able to purchase snack packs, but that's fine. Well,
Snack pack
no worries.
fuckers.
Snack pack fuckers.
But yeah, it's so funny watching human beings not listen to a goddamn word that's being
No one
said.
fucking
And as
cares.
soon as the thing just
No one cares.
taxis in, I just watch everybody that's in an aisle seat hop up, start pulling their shit down. And just like, motherfuckers, if you just wait until you're told when to exit the plane, this could go smoothly. But
I love you, but this is interesting. I've asked you before, what is your tactic when getting off a plane? Do you wait for the person in front of you that might be a little bit older and is trying to get their bag down, or do you pass them?
if they're still in their seat, or if they have not made a distinctive effort to get out in front of me
You
in my
pass 'em.
way, I pass them every time.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you're not moving quick. I don't mind your age, or I don't mind anything about you. But if you're not moving quickly, my goal is to get the hell off that plane, because usually I have to be, because I've been too terrified to use the airplane toilet, and it's been a long time, and my legs are short, but they are cramped, and I just want off that goddamn aircraft.
Fair enough. Last time we flew back, you were in the aisle seat, and you just like pieced. You fucking ran down that.
I jumped up and hustled.
You hustled. I waited.
How
not
much
to make
did you
me
wait?
It was a while because
Why did you wait?
Because you like pieced out, and then I was trying to get up and then like get out, and then everyone just kind of like zoomed in, and then I had to like stake my claim on the area because they're like, she's weak, like we'll just pull in front of her. Her friend pieced out on her, like she probably hates her. She's the weak one. Like, let's get in front of her.
I mean, you prove them right, but you're just sitting there. And
there was this one woman. There was this one woman. I don't know. I don't like her face. She was trying to scooch in. I was like, she is sturdy. She was a sturdy woman. But I got in. Kept thinking of you in the back of my head. I was like, oh, Kalea, tell me what to do.
She'd be like, now get in front of that sturdy lady. You got this.
Get in front of the sturdy lady. And I ran out.
Got in front of the sturdy lady. Oh my God.
You were like outside, like, Jesus Christ.
And then every time, like the times we've exited a plane together, then it's just a full sweaty, panicky nightmare of like, I'm like, I need to find a bathroom right now. And you're like, you need to walk fast. It's a fucking city. Go. So I just take off charging
That's
somewhere.
the first time you were in like Chicago though. And I forgot about that. But you know what? You pieced out and I couldn't even catch up with you. Couldn't even do it. We went to the bathroom. You pissed. You're like, let's go. And then you fucking ran.
You know, these short legs.
So you just ran. That's from Forrest Gump.
We was running and running.
You ran, and I couldn't even keep up with you. So that was, I was impressed by that, actually.
Thank you. Short legs get you far. Sometimes.
You're like, what's up? Big city?
I'm like, what? You're telling me to walk fast and maneuver around people? Done.
We're just like in the bathroom, and all these girls are like, I was like,
I trust no one here. Trust no one.
And you just ran.
I was running and running.
So we made it through that. So the things on planes.
Another moment that was hilarious that I encountered that I did not expect was, so you were in Ecuador about 2 weeks before me.
Mm-hmm.
And you had told me before I boarded my plane about duty free.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
You told me about it. You're like, no, it's this place. It's this magical. It sounded like a Narnia in an airport. It's like this magical place where you can buy perfume and you can buy booze, and you can buy carts of cigarettes, and you can buy sunglasses and all these cool things. Like, they're in every international airport, Kalea. It's amazing. But you can only buy things there if you're flying out of the country. And so in my head, I had built this into like literally a Narnia type place.
It's like the one place you have a map that they give you. They're like, do you want to find a duty free? You're like, yes. And they're like, well, you have to solve this code in order to
I seemed to had to like find a wardrobe and talk to a wizard and like dive through some crazy shit and find like an Alice in Wonderland potion so I could shrink to get fit through the keyhole. However, as soon as I flew into, I believe it was Florida.
It was Miami.
Actually, no, it was Panama. So when I flew into Panama, I was like, oh shit, I gotta find the duty free. And I was instantly like, I got off the plane. I'd made it off the plane with my luggage, all the things. And then I was flooded with fear, like, oh no, now I have to go on this next adventure of finding duty free. And then once I entered the airport area, I realized these fuckers are like Starbucks international.
There's
airports.
not just one duty free. There's not
there are many.
One wardrobe that you go through and
They're
say a secret
all
word.
over this goddamn airport.
Here's the thing. You can only use duty free when you're coming from the States and going to another country.
How do you know that, Lauren?
God forbid. If you try to come from another country and get back to the United States and buy something.
Does it go badly for you?
Yes. You get all the booze. You're like, sweet, let's buy this. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Put that shit back.
You just put your head down and run out in shame?
Many things on counters trying to figure that out. But yes, you found the duty free, and I was very proud of you because you were nervous about this.
I was super freaked out because you're like, you need to buy me a carton of American Spirits before you get here. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try really hard. If I don't do it, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best.
You're like, how do I know when I'll find?
I'm like, how do I know when I find a duty free? And she's like, just walk in the airport. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling brave. Okay, I get off the plane and then I walk and I was like, oh, these fuckers are like they're everywhere. So I just marched into one and got the cigarettes, and I had to present my boarding pass. I may or may not have gotten a small bottle of Jack Daniels that I chugged in the airport before I got on the plane. Like a goddamn adult human being. Whale. I would say more whore, Lauren.
Whore.
Ooh. Ooh.
This is brought to you by the Whores of Room 6.
Whores of Room 6. Ones who desire. Yeah, so I desired some fucking Jack Daniels, so I, got that as well. And yeah, duty free, a true delight, but it's odd. I don't understand it. They sell like a lot of high-end perfumes and sunglasses and purses and
It's just
like, expensive
it's
booze.
tax-free because,
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's tax. I don't want to say anything because I don't know the exact like history behind it, but I think it's just like those areas that are in airports or different.
Whatever it is.
I'm sounding like an idiot.
Here's
duty free. Go duty free.
Here's what you need to know. If you are flying out of the country, you should go to a duty free and you should pick up some trinkets or some booze or some cigarettes or whatever your heart desires. Some sunglasses, maybe a Prada purse. However, if you do not have an international ticket, you keep your cute little pretty ass away from that place because it is not for you. If you're not on an international flight, do not shame yourself.
And if that happens, just be like, blah, 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 and they'll be like, what accent is that? They didn't know. Like, it's fine.
I'm sorry, I did not know. And then run for your life.
Just run out of there. Leave everything on the counter and go and get.
Or just make wide eyeballs and flee the scene. I mean, whatever makes you feel the least awkward or the most awkward or makes them feel the most awkward. Just like, or you can even back away slowly, just maintaining eye contact. And then as soon as you're about 10 to 15 feet away, sprint.
Run
for your life. It's not worth it. Get out of there.
That's our advice on
duty free
and going through airports, right? Do you have more to say?
I got nothing else for airplanes. All I know is they're pretty horrible. I would love to be the type who can fly first class. And the second we can be in private jet status, actually, that sounds wasteful.
Support us so we can do all the cool
Co-star,
things.
send us some private jets. Yay!
Time for a commercial break of an inappropriate fake product we made up but super believe in. Hey, Kalea, you know what really chaps my ass?
Tell me, Lauren.
When I'm trying to give my significant other a blowjob and my teeth get in the way.
You know what? There's a product for that.
What's it called, Kalea?
It's called Gummers. Gummers is a silicone mouthguard designed to protect his most sensitive member and prevent railroad tracks.
Give him a back alley blowjob he's always wanted.
Protect your teeth. Protect his dick. Gummers. And we're back.
We are back.
With the Whores in Room 6.
Whores in Room 6.
So, well, you went to Ecuador about 2 weeks before I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up in Portland for a while at my brother's house in the lovely Airbnb, the downstairs. And I decided to get on the dating apps for the first time. Well, you know what? What I realized is this is the first time I think I've ever dated anyone at all ever.
Yeah, Kalea had just gotten out of a divorce relationship for 12 years, I believe.
Yeah, before that, it was like I went from like cloistered Christian homeschooled awkwardness to a few months of freedom and then hit college and then almost instantly got into a long-term relationship.
And also props to you for being able to just straight up get on a dating app. First of all, for me, they're terrifying, but I mean, especially during like COVID.
Thanks. I mean, you know, I was safe most of the time. I always started masked up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a fascinating social experiment because I was just going on probably 3 to 5 dates a week with anyone who was close enough in the area who was down to hang out.
And so we don't live in Portland. We live in Southern Oregon, but for the meantime, the Portland scene is interesting from what I.
It's a whole time. Like the main themes of most profiles on there were there was a lot of hiking, a lot of biking, a lot of ethically non-monogamous people, which was always a little confusing because in some situations they mentioned having a partner who I
can't keep up.
It was either like they had a partner that they was okay with them playing around, or it was just like, hey, I'll date you, but I also want to bang other people.
Did these profiles also have a fish picture with them?
You know, there was a lot of fucking fish pictures.
There's so many fucking fish. I mean, I haven't been on there in a while, but
so many
I always
fish
remember,
pictures.
It's showing that you can provide.
Like, look at you caught a sturgeon. Well done. I don't care. However, if you have a picture with a puppy.
If you have a puppy picture, fuck yeah. I will fuck you. If you have a
you know what?
picture,
almost every time you got a puppy in that shot, I'll fuck you. So notes to anyone on Hinge or Bumble or dating apps in general.
Puppy. Don't fish, just throw it out.
Don't do the fish. No put cares. A puppy up. We love it. The ladies love a puppy.
What were some weird things that I think he made? Clea just pulled out her notes list.
Oh man,
on her
so
phone
I took this shit seriously. I was not on there to date, which I was clear with people, so I wasn't taking advantage. I was just very much like here for the good times and adventures. But I started taking detailed notes of the profiles that I would see. And let me just read you some of the choicer ones.
By the way, some of these I found out the last time I was on any kind of dating app. Some of these, if you just like copy and paste it into Google, some of these are like already made up by another person adjacent. So
it's disappointing, some of these clever lines. But some of the weirder ones, like my favorite were the ones that were real passive aggressive. Like here was one of my favorites. So it goes, apparently I like tough ass, strong souled yet sweet and affectionate people. Not arrogant, super proud power trippers, which many, like myself, can mistake for a strong person.
Mom issues.
For days.
What else we got?
Let's see, what else we got? Damn girl, are you a communist? Because I want to seize your means of reproduction.
Mom issues. Go on.
Not only mom issues, mad creepy. One of my favorites. I smoke the I smoke the jazz cabbage, and I'm part gremlin. Please stop saying I look like a fuckboy. Which I
think that's another one of those. I don't get that one. It's not even funny. It's like not witty.
It don't make no sense.
Mom
or
issues.
You know,
Okay,
a lot of things about watching The Office and being obsessed with it. Or like the ever classic like pretty explainable bio. I'm pretty sure women don't read this. Just look in message. Or not interested in
Mom
sugar
issues.
babies, premium snapper, pay your rent or BS like that.
Dad issues. Oh, yeah.
My favorite, my top favorite is I'm not going to send you a dick pic, so stop asking. Which to all I can think is, who the fuck has ever asked you for a dick pic?
Well, you know what? I see the psychology behind that. They're like, you know.
You're like, it's so great. Please, God, leave me alone. But yeah, so the first...
No, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I get that. What you should respond to with that is, then I won't send you my fucking flappy flabia picture.
Flappy flabia? That's my new favorite phrase.
No
flappy flabia if you're not sending me a dick pic, so you go fuck
this
yourself.
This episode is brought to you by Flappy Flabia.
Oh my God. So do you want to know about my worst date or my best date?
I'm not sure. I want to know about both of them, but I don't know where to start. Let's start with the worst one first, right?
So the worst one, I think he was date number 3. A couple pictures. I mean, a mediocre bio, but honestly, I was at the point where I did not care. If you didn't say something that was completely terrible or like directly mom adjacent in your like profile or in your messaging of me, I was like, yeah, let's go hang out. So
you had, like a witty banter that was going on. Messaging them, or are they attractive?
Yeah, he was cute enough. He was witty enough. Standards were exceptionally low at this point.
Okay.
So met this guy at a brewery. He was a tall, slender man from somewhere in Oregon. Beware of the tall, slender ones. So this was like right mid COVID stuff, which I mean it's been for a long time. But this is when restaurants were just allowing outdoor dining, masks were required, et cetera, et cetera. So met this guy. We sit down. He kept trying to scoot closer to me, which I was really clear.
He was a scooter?
He was a scooter.
He damn scooted up.
I was like, bud, no. Like, I already... Because you can say these things in your profile. Like, okay, I like masked things outside, whatever. But he kept scooting closer. I was like, dude, back off. I was polite at first, but I was like, no, you need to scoot away from me because I don't know you. I don't know if you have COVID. I don't want to kill my 2-year-old niece.
Boundaries.
So we get a couple drinks there. He pays the bill. He said, let's go walk to this other bar. And as we're walking, he says some like half-joking comment about feeling like he's owed something for having covered the bill at the last place.
Fucking
Christ. So I was like,
how much was the bill? Did you see it?
It was like $70 some odd. I mean, I think we probably had 3 or 4 drinks each. They were not cheap. But I was like, are you serious? And
so you just got down right on your knees.
Well, and I sucked that dick because you know what? That's what happens. No, I said, are you serious? And he kind of said yes. And I was like, okay. And then 2 things he did that were the worst. First, he went for like an ass grab. Not like a cute butt pat, like an aggressive ass grab.
So it was like a fistful.
It was going for a handful of ass.
Not a boob or a pat.
No.
It was a fist.
The worst part for me was that I had told him that I used to do karate back in the day, and I had trained to the point.
Challenge accepted.
Right, 2nd degree black belt.
Ooh.
And so then he kept trying to do this like fake like fight thing with me. I was like, okay, first of all, I told you I did that 10 years ago.
You didn't just like instinctually
just go for a
break
nose
his
snap.
nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I
Thanks,
was
Oprah.
I was trying to be nice. So we went to finally get to the other bar, and then I just covered the bill there, and I was like, hey, just so you know, like, we're even now. And then when I got to my car, I've never jumped into my vehicle so quickly with like a quick like bye. I'm like, I don't want to have to ward off some physical.
Did he chase after the car?
No, but then I did block him on Bumble because I was so uncomfortable with the experience.
One that called you the fucking?
No,
sorry.
This wasn't that one. But he did find me on Instagram and send me a message saying, I don't know why you have to be such a bitch. You didn't have to block me. You could have just said you didn't have a nice time.
Ooh.
I was like, well, all right.
First of all, weak moment. Weak moment. The fact that you went out of your way to find someone on social media and shame them for blocking you because they don't want to hang out with you.
I was like, dude, you're
crazy
lucky
to me. Like, they
that
don't
I
want to
just
hang out
couldn't
with
report
you.
you.
Give it up. Like, I don't.
Because the Bumble was being stupid and I couldn't type the things down because I was about to report your ass for being disrespectful of COVID boundaries.
I mean, just like, what you spent time to do that just to.
Which is so sad. Like, I wasn't that interesting.
It's sad. It's like, how can you respect a person like that? But
I mean, couldn't. But it did get better. So the best one was this guy from the East Coast. I think he was from New York.
Kalea apparently went on a lot of dates with East Coast
I
people.
did seem to match up with a lot of East Coasters.
Kalea has still not been to the East Coast.
So I think it's like just a fascination with that whole side of the country. Also, that I just kind of like that energy. They seem like, I don't know, not more brusque, but like a little more straightforward.
We'll bring you there.
Yeah, got to go check it out. But so this one was polite. We met up in the park. We drank a couple bottles of wine together. Mm-hmm. He was sweet. He was nice. I think we've gotten some pizza after that. And then the next time
was he like in New York, like pizza's being like this?
In like New York, it's like a very cool time.
Shit?
No, he didn't. He actually didn't. Bless his heart. So we hung out a second time. I think we met up at a bar. Yeah, we definitely did. And had some drinks. And he was like, "Oh, do you want to go back to my place?" I was like, "Ooh, yes, I do." Ooh. And then I driven myself there like a goddamn adult. So he's like, okay, doesn't give me the address. Also, mind you, I don't have his phone number. I just have his Bumble information. Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, just follow me back. So I was like, okay, cool. And I go to drive behind him and try to follow him. And then at some point, he just jettisons over 3 lanes of traffic to turn somewhere. And then I end up in a just horrifying maze of I got stuck going across the bridge, across the river in Portland. I panicked. I was a little high at the time. And so I just talked to my car. I was like, call Sad Cheese Sandwich Mustard Lady, which is how Lauren is in my phone.
Why did I get that name again? Okay, so I don't smoke weed. We great on
Lauren
everybody.
and we do really terribly together.
I can't handle it. And one day, we live in Oregon. One day, I opened the cabinet that's full of weed that we have, and I just like picked one. I was like, this one will be cool.
You're like, let's try.
And then I smoked it, and I was out of my fucking mind. I couldn't look out the window. I was like stuck on the floor in my room, and I called her, and I didn't know what to do. I believe you said.
I believe at the time
you said, "Why don't you make something to eat?" And I was like, "Yes, I should do that."
So
and you're like,
at some point in this
dogs.
process, yeah, I was like, "Well, I got corn dogs," because at that point I was just trying to shake you out of like the deep seated fear that you're in. So you got
have
pissed.
corn dogs.
Yeah, she didn't have corn
any
dogs.
fucking corn dogs. I had.
She had mustard and cheese and bread, and she made apparently a sad cheese sandwich with mustard that I believe you spilled on you on the phone.
Yeah, I ate on the floor, so I didn't have to look
over.
Oh my
God.
Anyway, I got this when I was in Ecuador, waiting for you to arrive, your arrival. I did get a phone call from Kalea going, I don't know where the fuck I am. I had to pull off. Like my phone's not, my car's not telling me where to go.
I don't know what's
super
happening.
Stoned. What do I
do? I've like finally found a gas station. I was like, Lauren, help. And she's like, okay, you're fine. You're fine. Just chill out. You enjoyed it a little much, but you did not say that on the phone, which I appreciated.
I just missed you. I just really wanted you to come to Ecuador as soon as possible.
So then I just made you talk me through that. Finally, I
was thrilled that you called me, by the way. I was so lonely there. Like 2 weeks by myself. Love my brother and my sister.
I was just trying to let you have adventures alone. I just wanted to call you every day. I didn't have any
adventures. I sat on the beach and read and
watched crabs.
I watched, yeah, yes, yeah, and then I just sent you videos every day. I was like, when is she gonna get here?
And I was like, I want to be there so bad. But meanwhile, I'm in Portland, high as a kite, in a gas station, going, I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So she talked me through the whole situation. I finally made it to this guy's house, and frankly, that was the most orgasms I've had maybe ever. So this guy, could eat pussy really, really well, and
but Okay.
He was a musher.
He was a musher. No problem.
No
problem.
judgment.
If
All God's
you know
children.
what? If you're nervous and it's just mushing in there, no problem.
What's the rule, Lauren?
As Kalea says, you have a mouth and hands.
Hands and a mouth.
I almost said a mouth and feet, but I don't know why that popped in my head.
I mean, that's true
if that's
as well.
that's true. Like
That's
hands,
a whole
mouth, feet, whatever.
You know what? If your dick's
that's
not
a thing,
working,
apparently.
just let it be.
Crunching biscuits with your feet is
That's a whole nother
fetish.
rabbit hole.
We'll get on that later.
Yeah. But yeah, as long if your dick's not working, again, it's okay. Anyone who's polite's not going to judge you for that.
It really
If you got hands in a mouth, you can make sure the other person's
Just
having a
have
nice
fun.
time. And I tell you what, this guy sure fucking did. The one thing that I don't, no, it's not a regret thing at all, but I didn't.
He got cocky.
He got cocky. The second time I went back. The first time I was like, oh shit, am I going to get to do it?
Fuck her.
I was like, oh fuck. So the second time was like, he was a little on a high horse, like, oh yeah, I know what's going down. So it wasn't quite the enthusiasm level there was before.
So he wasn't trying very hard. He was just like, we're gonna fuck later.
No.
Yeah.
And then he got a little high. I was like, oh, I'm sleepy. I was like, okay. And now is when I leave. So I think this is why I just have had a lot of one night stands, because I can feel powerful, I can feel in control, and then I can leave.
Yeah.
So with some of these guys I met, I literally we'd meet, we'd have a drink, whatever, we'd go back to their place, bang, and then within sometimes like 45 seconds after they'd come, I'd be like, okay, this has been fun. I'm going to go now, and just throw my clothes
you
on.
do like a sweep, wipe off, and then you run out.
Yes.
Proud of
And
you.
the worst was when a couple people who I hooked up with lived in apartment buildings that required a key card or key fob to go down the elevator to get to the parking garage.
We had dealt with a lot of weird things in Ecuador. With that kind of
the most
stuff.
awkward situations when you're just in that moment. So suffice it to say, after like 4-ish weeks of doing that, I was really ready to get to Ecuador.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Passport. Okay, so yeah, you lead with this one.
Fun
because-
things with
yeah.
passports. So
especially during COVID times.
Mhm.
Right?
So we had planned this trip. I think I'd purchased the ticket maybe 5 or 6 weeks before.
And
I
you
was
had
planning
to
fly out.
purchase it ahead of time.
Yeah. So in
the
order to get a passport, so to get a passport in a comfortable amount of time, they say that you should apply for it 10 weeks in advance.
But it was different with COVID. A little bit
Yeah,
different,
but with the standard passport time, it's 10 weeks. So you can get an expedited passport. However, what you have to do is you have to have an international flight out of the country, and you have a 10-day window in which to book an appointment at a passport office that has to be within 3 business days before you fly out of the country.
So we had two cities. We had San Francisco and we had
and Seattle. So
Yeah.
those were the two places that had open passport offices. So there were heavily reduced hours because COVID. So as soon as the 10-day mark out from my flight was leaving, I got on the computer and I was on there
and I
so
kept
many
telling
times.
you were freaking out a little bit, and I said, "Pray
You're like, it's
to
fine.
Saint Kathy Holden.
Who is Saint Kathy Holden, Lauren?
She's my dead mother.
She is. She is the
Who
woman.
is amazing. Who has led us through this whole trip.
She is the woman to whom we pray. We have a modified sign of the cross. We perform when we ask requests of her.
Her maiden name was Teet. So
Which is amazing.
It's a head pat and then
Teat to teat
boop
to
boop
up.
on the tits. And
Boo boobing up. Yep.
I think she has gone through a lot of things.
Oh my
but
God. Because here's the crazy part. I should not have been able to. Oh, so
there's no way. Yeah.
no. So 10
Thank you,
days.
St.
You got
Kathy
10
Holden.
days. And
Love you.
basically, if you can't get it, you're fucked. So
Yeah.
I start looking online, panicking, refreshing this page every hour on the hour. I call the passport office. This nice woman kindly but exhaustedly says, you know what? We see the same fucking site that you do. Stop calling us. It won't help you to call any passport office. Just keep checking online.
She's like, dude, I'm on my last.
She's like, I'm so tired of this
sorry,
question.
I'm just
So my
tired.
flight was scheduled for, initially it was scheduled for a Friday, but then for whatever reason, the airline changed it to a Thursday. I was applying. It was Thursday night at 10:27, and I suddenly see online that there's an appointment open in San Francisco. And I'm panicking with delight. I then realize, oh, fuck, my flight's Thursday.
Can I tell you
It's
something?
not 3 days.
When you were kind of freaking out on the phone, I got off the phone and I went and took a bath and I cried.
You were so level-headed for me because you just made me feel
I was
so
like,
assured I
"It's
could
gonna
get
be
there.
fine. Just pray to St. Kathy Holden." But I literally put Sinead on O'Connor. Like, I nothing compares to you. And I took a bath and I went,
Yeah, because I was just
never gonna.
I was just lurking on the edge of mild panic. But yeah, so Thursday night, I see this appointment for Friday in the afternoon. And I called them in the morning and explained my flight was Thursday. They said, oh, absolutely. This appointment is fine because Monday is a federal holiday. So thanks be to Kathy Holton, I was able to panic drive to San Francisco.
St. Kathy Holton.
I got all the paperwork in. I spent 3-4 hours wandering the pier in San Francisco, being like, am I going to be able to do it? Went back and picked it up. And was able to catch my flight to Ecuador.
How do you say?
Kathy Holton.
We've been in South America, so we know all the right ways.
Like
to
in
say
South
that.
America, it's just like a very cool time. And, so I was able to board my flight.
Mm-hmm.
It was 22 hours of travel time, which was long.
Whoops.
But doable. And then, when I got into the airport, in Ecuador, I had not printed out a COVID test. Mm-hmm. So when I tried to go get through immigration, this woman just told me off, and I just felt real small and sad. Eventually, I worked it out, and they had like a printer there available. Another lady was nicer, but I just felt like
This
a
is
dum-dum.
your first time like being. I mean, you've been to Japan.
I went to Japan at 16, but this is my first time on a solo travel and B, like international travel, especially in a country I don't speak the language. Mm-hmm. So it was, I exited the airport in the, humid 80 degrees, and I saw this vision of beauty and light.
Oh, stop it.
Lauren Holton herself in this strapless black dress, looking super tan, with a sign that said, "Welcome, Kalea, creamy curtains."
I believe things were misspelled on the sign, which we did not figure out till later.
I do believe you misspelled curtains, but you didn't realize for a while, and it was fine. I mean, I think I didn't realize it either until we saw the picture. And then we had the most amazing ride back with this lovely man named Franklin.
Yeah, so my brother lives in Olan, which is basically you have to fly into Guayaquil.
Mm-hmm.
Olan is about 3 hours away.
Yeah, it's a beautiful coastal beach town.
Yeah. So I hired a very, very nice, awesome man to drive me to the airport to pick up Kalea. I told him that my friend that we were picking up was recently divorced. He said, "I'm recently divorced as well." I said, "Whoa, how long has it been?" He said, 3 years. She's been divorced for about 2 months.
And then she's ready to go, bud.
She's ready to go. He did take us by his apartment in Guayaquil. He showed us this like ancient pottery.
Yeah, these like incredible
I swear to God, he was going to give it to you. I was kind of hoping. I was like,
I think we would have had to hang out a little more. But yeah, he showed us like these basically beautiful artifacts that had been uncovered as he's building his house. And
he's
then
amazing, by the way.
Franklin was fantastic.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Grew up in the Galapagos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on the way back, he took us by like a stand on the side of the road. We got some super delicious deer skewers, like wild deer meat on sticks. He got us.
I was like, just take me, when we're driving back, just do all the things that
we were like, just anywhere we should go. Anything. And he was like, all right. Got us some like coconuts. We got some dragon fruit and mango.
Mm-hmm. He was like, you want these fruits? We were like, we'll take those fruits.
Absolutely. And so eventually arrived in Elan. And, I like to think that I can rally regardless of the circumstances. However, we got in. There was I think I arrived at 1 p.m. Like we got into like the apartment area at like 5 or 6. Rally. I was trying so hard because we were like, let's go meet your brother and his friends at this like pizza beer place.
I was like crying the car. I was so excited they were there.
I know. I was just like, I'm so tired. I'm so happy.
Two puppies.
We're like two puppies that had been separated at birth, just so fucking excited to see each other.
And you were trying to rally, but
and I wanted to so bad. So we went to this place, and they pour us beers, and I take my first sip of this foamy IPA, and it hits my stomach, and I realize, oh no, this is bad. And I go, Lauren, do you know where the bathroom is? She points me in the direction, and I go and just like vomit up a stomach full of deer sausage and foam.
Don't flush the toilet paper.
I was like, ugh. I was like, no need, bud. That's not what I'm going there for. So just like, upheaved the contents of my stomach, came back, tried to eat like a bite of pizza, and then realized it was a fool's errand and said, Lauren, I'm so sorry. We got to go back. So,
and I was like, dude, get it. That's cool. I'm going to watch some DVDs of the.
Yeah. So we went back. She watched an 80s movie. I tried to pass out, and we woke up for a next day of adventures. So thanks y'all for listening to our first ever episode.
So much.
So next time, what do we have coming down the pipe, Lauren?
Oh my God, we did the craziest interview ever with Vince Vanilli from the Sugar Shack outside of Chicago.
Yep, which is the original male strip club in the United States.
Magic Mike situation.
It was pre-Magic Mike, pre-Chippendales, and have we got some stories for y'all?
Holy shit.
So tune in next week to the whores
In
in
room
room
6.
6.